Hello, this is Akshay with another video here, and this time around we are going to discuss what is chemical equation. In my previous video I have focused on chemical reaction and I have told you that is yes, the different substances react together to give you new substance, that is the A part, and the B, the newly formed substance, is having properties totally different than that of original substances. That kind of a process is known as a chemical reaction. So what is a chemical equation? So as the name is suggesting, that is equation. Yes, what is chemical equation? Chemical equation is a symbolic representation. Chemical equation, in other words, you can say, is an equation in which the reactants as well as the products are represented by their chemical formulae or atomic symbol. Whatever may be the case, chemical formulae or atomic symbol, then that kind of a symbolic representation is known as the chemical equation. Simply speaking, a chemical equation उस इक्वेशन को बोला जाता है, उस सिंबॉलिक रिप्रेजेंटेशन को बोला जाता है जिसमें जो भी रिएक्टेंट है और प्रोडक्ट जो है उनको या तो उनके जो है वो केमिकल फार्मूलों के द्वारा दर्शाया जाता है या फिर उनके एटॉमिक सिंबल के द्वारा दर्शाया जाता हो। वो जो इक्वेशन बनती है, वो जो सिंबॉलिक रिप्रेजेंटेशन आती है रिएक्टेंट और प्रोडक्ट दोनों के लिए, जो सिंबॉलिक रिप्रेजेंटेशन आती है इन द फॉर्म ऑफ देयर केमिकल फॉर्मूले और एटॉमिक सिंबल, दैट काइंड ऑफ symbolic representation is known as the chemical equation. Now that is the definition. So what we have learned in chemical reaction, that is different substances react together to give you a new substance. That was the definition of a chemical reaction. And what we are going to learn in chemical equation, that is, yes, the different substances, that is magnesium and oxygen, they are going to be represented by their either atomic symbol or chemical formulae. Similarly, the product magnesium oxide, it would not be written this way, rather it would be written in the form of its chemical formula. And what is the chemical formula of magnesium oxide? We will put over here. When all that is done, that is magnesium is represented by its atomic symbol, oxygen is represented by its molecular formula, and the magnesium oxide is represented by its chemical formula, then that kind of representation is known as the chemical equation. So there is not a big difference between chemical equation and reaction. The difference is only of symbols, formulae, that is yes, all these reactant as well as the product being represented in this case by their atomic symbols or chemical formulae, whereas in chemical reaction we are gonna tell, that is yes, which are the reactants and which are the products. So that is what the main difference between chemical reaction and chemical equation. So let me just put up a chemical equation for above mentioned chemical reaction. ये जो chemical reaction बताया है मैग्नीशियम और ऑक्सीजन का, जो आपस में रिएक्ट करके मैग्नीशियम ऑक्साइड दे रहे हैं, this is a chemical reaction. Here it is. This is chemical reaction. Now we are gonna write a chemical equation for this very chemical reaction. And how to write it? Remember, in order to write down a chemical equation for a given chemical reaction, you must know something over here, and that is the chemical formula as well as the atomic symbol for each and every species here. That is yes, now we are gonna take the example of magnesium and oxygen reacting together to give you magnesium oxide here, and we are gonna put it up in the chemical equation. What's gonna be its chemical equation? The symbol. It is a metal. Metals are having atomic symbols. Metal is always represented in the form of atomic symbol. So atomic symbol of magnesium is, this is Mg. Here it is. Plus oxygen. Oxygen is gas, and gases are always found in molecular form. And molecular form of oxygen is O2. Here it is. This is oxygen. This is the molecular formula for oxygen. This is the atomic symbol for magnesium. To give, arrow के लिए बोला जाएगा to give magnesium oxide, and the chemical formula for magnesium oxide is MgO. This is the chemical formula for magnesium oxide. This is going to be a white powder, magnesium oxide, and here physical states are magnesium, it is in solid state, oxygen, it is in gaseous state, and magnesium oxide, it is in solid state. Now this is a chemical equation, but it is not you can say enough here, because we need to balance our chemical equation. And why do we feel a need to balance a chemical equation? कि क्यों हमें जरूरत पड़ती है किसी भी केमिकल इक्वेशन को जो है वो बैलेंस करने की. दिस इज व्हाट वी आर गोना लर्न in coming days, that why do we feel need to balance a given chemical equation. And most specifically, let me tell you, that is the need arises because of the fact that this and each and every chemical equation is required to obey the fundamental law called law of conservation of mass. Mass needs to be conserved in a given chemical equation. Neither it should be created nor it should be destroyed. So in order to conserve the mass in a given chemical equation, we need to balance a chemical equation if it is not already a balanced chemical equation. So that's what we are going to discuss in detail in the days to come. But right now, let me tell you that is you are not finished yet here because of the reason that this chemical equation is not a balanced chemical equation. How can we come to know? हमें कैसे पता चलेगा कि ये केमिकल इक्वेशन जो है बैलेंस्ड नहीं है? Let me take the atoms here. Magnesium, it is having only one atom. Similarly, here magnesium is having only one atom. So magnesium and magnesium both are balanced. Oxygen, here are two atoms. Here oxygen is having only one atom. So this is not balanced. So we need to balance it. So what we are gonna do? Oxygen 2 we are gonna make it as a 2. So we will multiply this whole magnesium oxide by 2. Now this 2 is gonna be a multiplier to this very one. It shows that oxygen atoms become 2. It is 2, and also this very 2 is gonna be a multiplier to this very one as well, because this 2 is a multiplier as a whole. ये 2 जो है वो इस पूरे को मल्टीप्लाई कर रहा है. इसका मतलब 2 ऑक्सीजन को भी मल्टीप्लाई करेगा, 2 Mg को भी मल्टीप्लाई करेगा. ऐसे में ऑक्सीजन के 2 एटम हो गए, तो ये ऑक्सीजन के 2 और 2 दोनों बराबर हो गए. और मैग्नीशियम के कितने एटम हो गए? 2 × 1, 2 मैग्नीशियम के एटम हो गए. और यहाँ पर मैग्नीशियम के कितने एटम हैं? ओनली 1. तो अब मैग्नीशियम को बैलेंस करने की जरूरत पड़ेगी. वी शुड मल्टीप्लाई 1 by 2 so that this chemical equation can become a balanced chemical equation. So here it is 2 atoms of magnesium, 2 atoms of magnesium. Here it is 2 is going to multiply to this very 1. So 2 atoms of magnesium, atoms 2 of oxygen, and here it is 2 is also going to multiply this 1 atom of oxygen. It means the atoms of oxygen here on the product side has also become 2 here. Now this chemical equation is a balanced chemical equation, and you can put the name here. This is magnesium, this is oxygen, and this is magnesium oxide. It is white powder. So that kind of a symbolic representation. What we have noticed in this kind of a symbolic representation is that is all the reactant and the product in a given chemical reaction are being represented either by their atomic symbols or their chemical formulae. तो जितने भी रिएक्टेंट और प्रोडक्ट थे केमिकल रिएक्शन में, उनको हमने उनके केमिकल जो है वो फॉर्मूले के द्वारा या जहां जरूरी है एटॉमिक सिंबल के द्वारा जो है वो दर्शाया और उस केमिकल इक्वेशन को बैलेंस कर दिया. दैट काइंड ऑफ अ सिंबॉलिक रिप्रेजेंटेशन. नाउ दिस इज द सिंबॉलिक रिप्रेजेंटेशन आई एम टॉकिंग अबाउट. दैट काइंड ऑफ अ सिंबॉलिक रिप्रेजेंटेशन इज नोन एज अ केमिकल इक्वेशन.